to combo with the Grimstroke. I mean, like you say, everything. Every hero has something, really. Spirit Siphon, Wraith King, Fire Blast, you know, there's stuff there. I think the concern for me is going to come as far as Quinn's impact on the game compared to Prince. These two mid laners, I think there's a lot of pressure on them to kind of control the mid game, and what we've seen from Quinn so far in the DPC is scary.
True. Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable saying that I would almost take Quinn over like most other mid laners in the world right now. I think he's just like really on top of his game, and if you watch him play, it's like just another level. So yeah, something to definitely watch out for, and how Prince can deal with that pressure going on early. Already a slight lead for Quinn, but not anything to write home about. All lanes actually a little bit ahead for Quicy Qrew here.
Yeah, from what I've seen of the lanes, bottom lane, they're going to go on Yuar here. Unfortunately, the Spirit Siphon was on the Lina. I think Yuar may be able to survive his way through regardless. But yeah, LOA's played really well in this bottom lane, aka SVG. He's managed to get that side pull off, deny a few creeps with it, and just hitting these blind LSAs and getting very efficient harass trades off. So I've definitely been impressed with SVG's laning stage so far. He gets another side pull off. This is really causing problems down bottom.
That's nice stuff, and you know, as Jenkins was talking about, one of the few people that's playing this position 5 Lina and definitely has practice with it. You know, a couple nice things. You've got a decent stun there if you can get the setup and the right angle on it. You've got really good range for harassment. Not bad right-click damage either. It's, you know, kind of everything that you would want early out of a hero. It's just if you can hit those stuns or not.
Yeah, and that's where you need to be a Lina player who practices the hero, because the stun is not easy to land. He hits another one, and that's going to lead to a first or second blood. Actually, they got the first blood top on the monkey, so nice kill for SVG.
Very well played. Everybody getting low mid, but yeah, that action down bottom, what you want to see if you're a Quicy Qrew fan, and you know, all set up by the good play from the Lina. Up top, haven't really spoken about it that much again. Rises is pressuring in, and they're trying to get a pull off, and Yoda will be able to do that right here. Connecting through that tier 1 camp as well.
4-minute rune. Quinn guesses top, it spawns bottom, which is good news for the Invoker, since Quinn kind of just pre-ran there, so if it spawned top, he was going to get it. And Quinn having a slightly better time mid, but Prince now with a couple points in quads, 3 points actually, gets a third one. He's going to be able to constantly regen up in this mid lane and hold his own.
Should be fine for sure. And, well, it's kind of interesting seeing this offlane Death Prophet. We haven't talked about it all that much, but it feels like it fits the style of how I would imagine the A-team want to play this. You play just fast around your cooldowns, easy, simple Dota, don't need to get too crazy, and, you know, if you can get out of the laning stage okay, which so far it feels like the Bloody Sky kind of has, I'm feeling okay about their state of the game so far.
Yeah, I think overall, watching A-Team play, they've had really solid, impressive laning stages, and I think there's, you know, this kind of expectation chatter that A-Team as well as 5-Man Midas are probably the 2 weakest teams, but A-Team have looked super solid in all their games, and I think they're going to actually make that kind of competitive about who gets kind of into that middle of the pack of teams. Theoretically, I could see them doing well against like a team like Black and Yellow.
Yeah, that's going to be the interesting point to watch there. I think them versus Black and Yellow, and I can't remember if they've played against 5-Man Midas. I think that they did, yeah.
I don't think neither of those teams has a win yet. So both A-Team and 5-Man Midas, like they're sitting at the bottom of the table. They're 0-3 and 0-4. It looks bad, but you look at A-Team and who they played. You know, they played 4 Zoomers, Undying, and Sadboys. They haven't played either of those other bottom 3 teams, right? Or at least are the teams we expect to be bottom 3. Whereas Black and Yellow, they're 1 and 2, but that's because they have that win against 5-Man Midas.
Right. That makes sense. It's going to be something to watch for. Is this the team that's going to be able to sort of make it avoiding the relegation that we know is going to come from somebody eventually?
Exactly. Like, you know, on paper it's going to be a A-Team versus Black and Yellow to determine who gets relegated, who doesn't. But before we get there, right now A-Team's holding their own in this lane stage. Prince avoids a gank from LOA, so they're pretty much dead even in this laning stage. Really solid play from them.
They do lose Rises up top, and that was a pretty nice little blow-up that they had there. Obviously, MSS able to get involved and make some stuff happen early on, the 6 of those Shadow Poison stacks. But I think that you look at like that rotation there mid, they're going to try and do it again. This ward back behind the tower hits the LSA, and that should be another death. So a nice little pickup there as Quicy Qrew again making the right moves, not being, hurt at all by the early pressure they're feeling, and winning all 3 of the lanes.
Yeah. Still, they've got kind of some items and levels on A team, so we'll see if they start making some moves with this level 6 Invoker. I think usually you want to see the Invoker farm the urn up first, so still doesn't quite want to make those moves yet, and because he went for the boots and won first, it feels like he's going to need a bit more time before he's ready to go.
Definitely. Quinn again, keeping that pressure on, always keeping one astral step available to jump away if things get a little bit too dicey, but at least at this point, this game feeling very static. And we're just waiting for that, I guess, level 6s to come on out for some of these other heroes for when we're going to see a rotation. I don't know who really rotates on A team. None of their heroes do it that well, it feels like. Yeah,
and I think this is something we've seen from Zabo a lot. He almost over-rotates in the laning stage. He often gets a bit under level. He is going to, looks like, escape with a TP out before Lina stun can come, but yeah, I think he tries to rotate and use too many smokes maybe in the first 5-6 minutes of the game. And as a result, like, we reach this mid-game, well, not really in the mid-game, we're still kind of at the end of the lane stage, but we reach this stage where it feels like he needs to make plays and he's just a little bit under-leveled.
Right. Yeah. Not an easy one. Although we do have an Inkswell down bottom. Oh, disruption from MSS. All right, yeah, that stops all that pressure, and then even dodging the extra damage coming in from that Inkswell.
Here comes Invoker.
Well played, Prince. They were just a bit too late. Can't do it.
Yeah, and Quicy Qrew doing a good job securing these runes. Quinn's gonna happily snag a double damage, and this should be a dead Shadow Shaman.
Ooh.
Does TP in.
X, he's already used to both. DD is out from Quinn, trying to back away. Couple more right clicks, giving his life for it, but it's not gonna matter. Quinn takes them both down. Oh, yeah. Man.
The double damage with the Astral Step just tearing them apart.
And now up top, they're going to decide to go onto MSS this time instead. Still hanging on to the disruption. Throws it back onto the Wraith King now. Is Old Yoda going to be chased down by Leslau? And, well, he finds that kill. Now turns on to Rises as well. He doesn't have his level 6 scaled up, but does have it ready.
Quicy Qrew just making the good moves, securing the key runes, which when you've got this like mid lane hero like a Void Spirit, rune control matters so much because this hero with an Arcane rune, a DD, even a Haste rune can make so much happen. And it just feels like Quicy understands where to make the rotations, focusing on the mid lane. They get a tier 1 tower to follow it up. That puts A-Team in a really tricky spot. This was a pretty even laning stage, and suddenly Quicy Qrew with a 3 to 4k gold lead.
Yeah, it feels like as soon as things start devolving down a little bit, those moves that Quicy Qrew make just are so much more potent, and you get a lot more done. And like this play right here, right? This is great for them if they can get this tower freely, but everybody is rotating bottom, and I think the Blaze guy's just going to die. They chase in, pull him down, and he's gone. Exorcism wasted. Old Yoda going to be chased down next as well. And they won't be able to stop the bleeding as Quicy Qrew, they're smelling blood in the water.
Yeah. I mean, this is the Quinn show. He just loves to get active. Once that laning stage devolves, as you kind of point out, he's the one making sure he's involved in every rotation, every fight. This is where they start creating space for UR, who sometimes maybe doesn't have the best laning stage. He likes to play these greedier hard carries that can be pressured. He's done fantastic in the laning stage, so he's going to get farmed out of control now.
Yeah, going to be a big monster as Prince... just barely off the mark there, almost connects. LOA in a bit too deep. They want to try and find a return kill, and, well, the question mark from his own teammate. Oh, okay, I got it.
I think both teams are lag. I mean, I've had some lag as a spectator, so I think the server's having some problems. But it looks like they're leaving LOA to die.
Is this Year Beast? Is that what I'm hearing?
The update?
Probably not.
I don't think middle of your upper division DPC is the time to drop a big patch
fair.
or something like that.
I love the little talk that they got going. Well, I appear to be dead. Indeed, there's some good things going on here. They're ready to go.
Yeah, no help coming the way of poor SVG.
He throws that. Oh my God, is he gonna live?
Did you deny the rune?
Can't move. Oh. Apparently, this guy's having some trouble. He DCs. Okay. Hopefully he'll get back in and be fine.
Yeah, hopefully nothing too serious.
Well,
definitely Quicy in a commanding position with the free farm they've gotten on PL and Void Spirit. They'll happily lose their Lina here. Very much a let's try and get a kill and quickly and get out, but once they don't get the kill and the TPs come, you just kind of have to sacrifice your support.
And at least for now, they should be getting back into this one. Is he moving? He's moving. All right, we're good to go.
Unfortunately, still not earn.
Oh, yeah. Is anybody going for that?
Invoker just picked it up. As in, like, he didn't get earn charges for that kill. Because getting your first earn charges as Invoker is always, like, a kind of a key timing. You want to try and get them as soon as possible because that's really what enables you to get more kills, is having the earn charges with the Cold Snap.
Uh-oh. We got another DC. Not sure what exactly is going on right there, but Rises, I think, caught sight of MSS briefly.
Okay. So
he should be able to
get out of there, yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's got the Radiance queued up, just the casual gloves of haste. This is the Wraith King build we used to see from Hector with the casual gloves for the attack speed to help you farm.
I feel better already.
Mm-hmm. Server kicked him out. I don't know.
Oh, wait, no, he didn't see MSS.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
And they killed him twice, though.
Well, they're at least going to get him once. Rises, shows up, finds MSS. Now the turn, looking for the fight. Zabo, he's got him caught here. Hexed. Didn't quite get the shackles off in time, and there's the astral step away. Oof.
Yeah, so just the reincarnation down. Still, like, it's worth killing him for the reincarnation. Obviously, not good that they lose a Shadow Demon, and a great response from A-Team, who are looking for more. Quinn gets caught by a Wraith Fire Blast, but he's got an Astral Step to escape now. But the problem for Rises now is he's very vulnerable. Without reincarnation, Quicy Qrew could make a dive on him.
This is a little bit scary for Quinn. Oh, no, they're just going to go in onto Rises. I thought that they were going to try and turn this here, which they still can. Cold Snap onto Leslau. Quinn thinking about diving in here. They've dropped the wards even, and they will find the kill onto the Monkey King. 2 deaths for him early.
Prince was ready with a Cold Snap. I think Monkey King wanted to jump in and then pop a Wukong's, but he was just getting chain stunned and he couldn't cast it. Quinn, though, he's not done. He's back in.
And they recognize no mana on Shadow Shaman is a free and clear way to take this fight. Prince taking a ton of damage. One more stack of poison is going to be enough for the kill. They finally get enough mana there for the Hex. MSS still being chased and beaten down. Zabo trying to get away from Quinn, but Quinn will find that kill, and he still should be able to get out of this one. He's got another Astral Step in a second.
He's fine. He's just doing so much damage. Like, watching Quinn in these fights, it feels like he's kind of like, you know, if this is like CSGO, he's like kind of baiting his teammates. His teammates go in, take some spells, and then once that happens, Quinn can just dive in. But that's how you need to take these fights if you're Quicy Qrew. That's the Monkey King's role, is to go in first. He has the BKB queued up, recognizing that, and really set up Quinn for success, enable him.
They will find LOA hitting on a scan, and that is going to be a dead Lina. So some more earn charges into the coffers of the Invoker. But Quinn is back again. He's right into everybody. The Hex is there. He's maybe has gone a bit too far finally, as they will find and punish him.
Yeah, good moves from A-Team. They're just making sure they bring numbers. The concern is very much, I think, similar to some of the other games we've seen with them, where they constantly are ready to fight and take these fights, but they're kind of in this 5v4 scenario where they're holding their own, getting kills, but there's an enemy carry, in this case, Yoar's PL, that's just free farming away uncontested.
Yeah, and that really, like you said, is going to be the undoing for A-Team, unless they can keep up this pressure, take down towers, and like shut out the map, which is what it looks like they're trying to do now. So they don't have Serpent Wards. They're going to have it back up in 8 seconds, but they will have Exorcism. And maybe a counter smoke play being done by Quicy Qrew here as well. Let's see if they run into each other.
Saber may pop it. We'll see.
Well, they're heading in. Point,
yeah, I think Quicy should have an edge here. If you let Old Yoda die and just cut your losses, I think this is good for A-Team.
And they will.
Yeah, Wraith King, I mean, that Smoke King was kind of intended to find the Wraith King, who still did not have reincarnation, so if they caught him farming, that would have been great. MSS gets found here under the tier 1. Nice ward from Zabo.
Really big stuff. Sunstrike going to be off the mark, but they still have Exorcism going, and Leslau TP's into this one. Still feeling like they're strong enough, and the tip comes out afterwards from MSS, saying, fine, you can take me down, see if I care. As the Bloody Sky making a little bit of a retreat. Silence comes out afterwards with the Spirit Siphon. Big jump from Leslau, tries to find the kill, and finally the Laguna Blade is going to end his life. So You don't manage to get the tower with another exorcism and wards being used.
Yeah. Space for Wraith King, but definitely a scenario where Quicy are now starting to win the fights while they're carry free farms, and PL is pretty handily out farming the Wraith King still. Even with the Diffusal, Hood is deciding not to show up to any fights right now. I don't think he needs to show up to fights because Wraith King's not even there. Like, his item build right now is to counter the Wraith King, and, well, there's no point showing up to fights that Wraith King isn't there for anyways.
Right. That's really the big thing to watch for is, like, does he need to end up showing up to a fight anytime soon? And, well, probably not for a bit at least. But bounty rune going to be picked up. Meanwhile, you are on the other side. Picks up a couple of them himself. And at the 15-minute mark, it's a 6,000 gold lead with the XP right about at the same situation. So if you're A-team right now, I don't know, is there like sort of a continue doing what you're doing, wait for that Radiance play? Or do you think that they need to make something happen again with like wards and exorcism?
I think fighting around your ultimates, definitely pressuring towers with the wards and exorcism, but you're close enough to the Radiance now. I imagine the discussion is like, okay, next big smoke move, let's try and involve the Radiance.
Okay. Mid lane, I find that Death Prophet yet again. She will be fine though. On a casual cloak. Down bottom, Leslau is set up and ready to go with this one, although they do have the catapult nearby as Rises trying to cut this wave as well. I have a feeling they're just going to let this one go, and Monkey's going to need to figure out what to do next.
Yeah, I don't think they realize he's here. No Quelling Blade action going on. And Quicy happy to, yeah, like you say, give up a tower. They're kind of getting good trades on the top and mid side of the map. They're getting just a bit more farm out of the map than what we're seeing A-Team get. But A-Team at least is getting the farm on the right hero, which is the Wraith King.
Right.
Problem is Bloody Sky is looking mighty squishy here.
Shackles. Used again. Silence. Spirit Siphon. Big play with the Exorcism. It's not enough. And LOA, the one that finds the kill. LSA connects afterwards. Although with the cold snap and now the Hex, this should be enough to take down the Lina, but man, it's a steep price to pay as Zazo almost goes down, but managed to get out of there.
Oh no, bottom lane, Wraith King, he's being caught.
Oh god. Alright.
I think Quicy recognized while that fight was going on that most of A-Team was there, so they just say, okay, we've probably Lesau, who's been capping this bottom lane, just made the call for Quinn to TP down. All you need is that Quinn Void Spirit plus Monkey, and you can kill the Wraith King twice.
Yeah.
Important kill.
It definitely just has that feel of snowballed advantage building upon snowball advantage, and right now Quicy Qrew in complete control of this game. The net worths of those cores are just skyrocketing, and Invoker and Death Prophet haven't really been able to keep up as much.
Yeah. Plus they get the Philosopher's Stone. One of the best tier 2 neutral items, perhaps the best. You always want to get this item, I feel like.
Yeah.
Every single game you play, you're hoping one of your supports can have a Philosopher's Stone.
In the meantime, the area where they can farm just becomes smaller and smaller. And trying to force them back where they can, but the ward's super deep in there. Leslau finds himself a Grimstroke. Old Yoda, I think he's going to be fine here now. Well, instead it's going to be Leslau that goes down. So again, just getting a little bit too greedy. Can they get a counterplay at the same time? The Bloody Sky going to get caught over on the triangle, and he is going to fall, but now Quinn chasing in for more. Yoda going to back out as well. So they managed to get at least one pick off of the price. Oh no, the Rises. He can't afford to go down.
Big fish.
And he will.
Yeah, he did buy his Radiance, I believe. It looks like he's got no money, so I assume that's because he bought the Radiance. But yeah, it's on his courier. So he's got the Radiance, but it's going to be tough for him. I feel like right now he can't fight because the PL, any fight he goes to, the PL's going to show up to with this Diffusal. Feels like he needs like a Blink plus the Shard before he can start fighting.
Right.
The
Again,
matchup definitely.
They catch him. Quinn. Some trouble. Oh, cold snap though. Saving himself for the moment. LOA, LSA comes out. Takes down Zabo in a moment. Yes, he will. As Prince tries to run away from Kryn, but they pull him back in. So they take down 2 for 1 yet again as LOA just able to run out of there.
Quinn's going back in.
He takes down on the side. UR goes in. They keep fighting. Chasing for more. A-team. They're just being completely kited around and pulled apart here.
This Wraith King could be in trouble with the PL in this fight.
Now, they did just lose Quinn's Courier, and it looks like with Exorcism and Wards dropped in front of their tier 2s, I mean, this tower is going to be down too. They just want to not lose their outpost before that 20-minute mark.
Yeah, it's very true. Can they get it in time? There's a small window. UR goes in. Doesn't look like they'll get there.
Nah, can't quite get there.
Oh, maybe with 2 heroes? No, they're not going to do it. Just narrowly keeping their outpost XP. Yeah, but UR Manta style complete. It's going to be coming out of the Courier in just a second, and this Wraith King desperately needs, I would say, Blink plus Shard to really be able to contribute to these fights.
Right. And at the pace this game is moving, it just does not feel like that's going to happen. Unless they can really slow this stuff down and, find some fights where it's not everybody, all in the same place at the same time. Get them picked off at various points.
UR runs into Rises.
Okay. He just explodes. Didn't stand a chance. They do have the Hex afterwards, but losing... Oh, and there's the lift up. They will kill off UR. That's a big kill for them. Now Leslau showed up, and they need to get away with the rest of the A-team here. Prince gonna go for the whip on the Bloody Sky. Meanwhile, the run back. Zabo keeping control of Quinn, just to ensure that the rest of his team gets out. Bloody Sky walks back into there. That is not the play at all, and now they're gonna end up losing more than a few.
On the banish.
And there is the LSA follow-up now. Prince trying to stop it from happening, but Quinn is right on top of him afterwards. Chase down continuing. Don't quite get the vision that they need. Dust is out, misses there on the Remnant. And they will escape with Prince, rather.
Nice job by A-team, recognizing the PL kind of overcommitted and bursting him down, but you can really see how far ahead Quincy are by that fight. They lose that carry pretty much at the very start of the fight in a carry-for-carry trade, but you turn that into a 4v4, and Quinn as well as Leslau and the Monkey King, those two are just so far ahead in terms of itemization that, Quinn can just clean up in a fight like that.
And this is without, he has like the one defensive item in the Yules, but basically playing a completely free game at this point once those Shaman spells have been used.
Yeah. Lelis's Monkey King didn't even need to pop his BKB. He just was diving in, and they'd used so many spells to control the Void Spirit and the PL that he just had a very free fight as well. But A-team, this is their way of playing Dota. They're going to keep running at you. They're not going to sit in their base and let you get that 30k Sadboys-like lead. They're going to keep trying to fight their way back in. Mm-hmm. And, I think that's what they need to do. Rises on the Wraith King probably needs to farm another item or two, but the rest of the team have to try find some pickups.
Now, there isn't really an alternative here. Has 22 minutes in and 12k gold. Map very open right now for Quicy Qrew. While, again, A-team stuck in their triangle. Down bottom, Quinn is there to push out the lane. I'm not really sure what you can do. I guess that they need this Aether Lens on Zabo before he can really even initiate. And that, Blink feels like it's going to be way too far away. Maybe an initiation with, a Cold Snap or something from Invoker with a Ghost Walk in or something, but they got to find pickoffs.
Yeah, I think Quinn is near unkillable. He's, like you say, a Hex without the Aether Lens, very unlikely. The Blink just not feasible. So maybe if you get him from Fog, but it's going to be Quicy Qrew initiating from Fog. They catch Rises up top.
Still has the mana. And doesn't actually look like he's going to end up dropping yet. And instead, it might be MSS. Good silence out afterwards, but there's the Wukong's command onto everybody, ripping them apart. They do have control with the leash there onto a couple of them, but they pull back in. Bloody Sky. The Death Prophet is going to die. And in the end, it was not enough. Zabo gets the Hex onto the real PL, but there's no follow-up. Shackles just until he ends up falling as Prince is being chased inside of his base. Tornado off cooldown in a second, gets it off, but only as he dies. And Quicy Qrew gonna siege high ground now. 24 minutes into this without a hero dead.
Yeah, Quicy Qrew just recognizing how to push their heroes to the limit. I think this is really to me, the difference you see between like the real upper echelon of teams with like EG and Quicy is they're not afraid to go high ground and dive some tier 3 towers, secure key kills, and really, put the nail in the coffin. They just, they're happy to jump in and not trying to crew that massive gold lead before breaking high ground.
Right. Well, and when it's given to you like that, you sort of take what's there.
Absolutely.
Aghanim Scepter completed, but Monkey King, Rise has almost caught him there. Keep going, Leslo. Gotta run away. And Quinn?
Once this bounty room
Shackle? They got him.
Okay.
Oh, chase down comes. Oh, but there's the Yule Scepter lift up afterwards, and they won't be able to get the Sun Silence onto everybody between the two of them. They're ripping him apart. BKB comes out. Don't have any way to get away from this guy as Rises tries to retreat, but the dust was there. Zabo on the other side finds himself another angle, but only gets the Hex onto MSS as Rises is going to be banished, pulling him back in that much deeper as he is eventually going to fall. You are right on top of him. No more mana, no more nothing.
Quinn's got the backline too.
Yeah, they got Prince here in the sights. Although, still some good cold stab damage on the Leslau. He's got his lifesteal back up again though. The chase down on the Bloody Sky. A couple more punches is all they need. Spirit Siphon's being annoying. The Lacuna Blade's still not enough. And a couple more punches from the right clicks of LOA ends his life. War killed Prince, and Quicy Qrew is still dominant.
Yeah, they just play so well together in these team fights, backing each other up, keeping one another alive, and really pushing everything to the limit, as they should be able to secure this tier 2 tower with ease. And down to racks, things looking pretty grim here for a team, as Quicy Qrew just getting miles ahead now. 21k gold lead is looking pretty insurmountable.
Yor is going to be so huge. He's got this heart coming out to him right now, too. Oh, wait, is that right? Is that what that is? Can't tell.
I believe so,
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just, what do you do?
Yeah, we've seen him frontline, and he's actually killable if you get him with the silences, the Hex, and whatnot. That's when he died that last fight to kill the Wraith King, but now with a heart, he can frontline, and backup is always going to arrive to save him, whether it's a defensive disruption, a stun on an enemy, a boundless strike. He's pretty much unkillable now as long as he has got teammates somewhere nearby.
Yeah. Oh. Dude, Leslau is just ready to go at a moment's notice. He's always in front of them. He's got this Mage Slayer too. I love this item.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea. The magic resistance benefit. He sees the ward come down, and he's going to jump in.
He did miss the boundless strike. The Hex comes out afterwards, but Quinn is all over the back line again. And they'll blow up that Grimstroke.
Just about playing around your vision. I think every team knows this, but Leslau able to stay on that high ground tree, knowing the enemy don't have a ward there. The second he sees them plant it, that's when he initiates.
Silence. It was a good attempt to try and get the silence in the TP out, but double dust for double the fun. They take down Death Prophet.
Yep.
And everywhere they go, somebody dies.
Oh, and Rises. He thinks he sold 3 or 4 bottom, so he's like, I can farm top, but instantly they TP top. They have the outpost, and Rises, well, he's looking mighty dead.
Literally, just like everywhere that they go, they're killing them. They don't have anywhere to farm. They don't have anywhere to do anything. Quicy Qrew just
slay.
Completely all over them. Down bottom is next, maybe? Leslau's here. They're ready to go.
He sees them. So even though they don't have numbers, MSS, I was thinking he was going to get away from this one, but he does stick around, but here comes the initiation.
Oh my god, and BKB comes out. Zabo, it was a good attempt trying to take down MSS, but they were super ready. Tries to TP out of there. MSS gets the banish. They find him. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Quinn is also killing poor old Yoda, and GG is eventually going to be called. Zabo's seen enough. Gonna have to see what they come out with in game number 2, but for now, Quicy Qrew completely demolished that game number 1.
Yeah, they just, it's not even like they're playing with their food. They just kept on eating their food. They're at the buffet going in for seconds, thirds, fourths, and fifths. They just showed no mercy on A-Team this game. 39 kills in just 28 minutes.
Yeah, true NA fashion of just filling your face at a buffet. You love to see it. Man, I am impressed. Because I guess that's the other thing is, like, when you looked at the way that that Sadboys played their game number ones. It was like outdraft into really good play, into like really conservative stuff. This to me felt like Quicy Qrew never let off the aggression. That feels like the type of thing that you can replicate against top teams and still play that aggressive style and not have to like just rely upon outdrafting them.
Yeah, they're drafting to their strengths and drafting well, but like you say, I don't think they're just winning games based on draft like what we see from like the PPD squads, Sadboys. I think they're just outplaying, outskilling their opponents. Even at 5-6 minutes in, the lanes are pretty even, but then they just like flip a switch, they make all the right moves, and just the game completely blows up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for game number one. We're going to have to see if game number two will be any different, if A-Team can come out with maybe some interesting strategies. But for now, we're going to head to a break. When we come back, panel's going to break it all down right after this.
Back, we've just concluded game number one, Quicy Qrew versus
You're muted
A-Team.
for me.
No!
Guy.
I know! My co-casters can't hear me, everybody. Hi, co-casters. How's it going? Sorry, I left myself muted in the Discord.
Hello.
That happens from time to time. Once again, welcome back, everybody. Game one done. Quicy Qrew come in and smash down A-Team. But, the laning phase, as expected, kind of goes as a little back and forth. Obviously, odds are in favor for Quicy Qrew when you have the likes of Quinn and such, but then at some point, Quicy Qrew flip that switch, take over, and just it feels like there's no coming back for A-Team. Suns fan, game one goes as expected. You can say what you want. I'm sure we know what it is, but the floor is yours.
Shellacking, gentlemen, number 2 of the day. We'll see if the shellacking will come again for game number 2. Yeah, I mean, I like that Quicy Qrew were very aggressive and they just continued to push their lead. They won all 3 lanes, which was evident if you looked at the net worth at about 15 minutes. All 3 cores from Quicy Qrew were top 3 net worth. Wraith King against PL feels pretty bad, especially when you're kind of behind to start the game, because you're going to have to invest, which I don't even think he ended up getting it, but you have to invest 1,400 gold to avoid the defusal hard counter with PL, which just means that you're at a deficit, essentially. You just have to like delete 1.4k out of your net worth. So I don't know, hard game, and it just comes down to, again, I can kind of understand why people are not doing this, but if you're not as good of a team, which I think objectively speaking that is the case, why not just try some crazy shit? I would love to see some crazy shit. Maybe it'll throw off Quicy Qrew off their game, but just felt like they had control from the beginning and they just never let go.
You know, I guess I know I was agreeing with you. We were sending little private messages, you know, talking about the game, just secret little private messages there. And I did agree with you, but I just had the thought that like maybe you don't do that because you want to pull as much as you can from these losses as possible, if that makes sense. Because
yeah,
it does seem like Sabo, you know, really respects Quinn, for example. And of course, you're going to respect all of Quicy Qrew considering what they've done. And so this is like the best practice you can ask for, right? So maybe it's literally just about, okay, let's literally give it our best shot with like normal Dota, and then we'll see how we can improve our normal Dota so that eventually we can do it better.
So I was thinking that that's the only reason why you would not be going for something crazy is because you can learn from your losses. But at a certain point, you do have to win some games, right? So it's about that delicate balance. Like if you want to, I'm not saying they're not trying, or, you know, obviously that's not the case here. But when do you start, like, when are you desperate enough to get to that point? Because they're bottom 2. They're going to end up playing against, it's going to be a 5-man Midas versus A team at some point. And if neither of them wins another series against another team, it's not going to matter how that matchup turns out, right? So
true.
It's a balance.
Yeah, right now it's a circle between the A team, 5-man Midas, and black and yellow. And I don't think any of them have really played each other. I think maybe 5-man Midas and black and yellow may have played on the first week, but
yeah,
you know, they're getting all of the practice they can suck out of these series, because those series are going to come, and while it seems like it's a battle of the bottom, those are going to be the hypest series ever, to finally see 5-man Midas go against A team. Potentially neither of them have a win yet. If you throw in black and yellow, maybe they haven't scored a solid win for themselves. The 3 of them are playing, only 1 can stay in upper division. Those matches are going to get intense. So yeah, I would suppose they're trying to pull out everything they can in these matches that they're expected to pull out in those matches. Because I imagine in those matches, that's not when you want to pull out the crazy shit. Those are the matches where you actually have more of a chance.
You know.
Okay, I'm actually going to disagree. I
Okay.
think, okay, now that I'm thinking about it, so I was trying to remember who black and yellow played against. I believe it was A team, right? Let's see. Black and yellow. Oh, sorry, it was 5-man Midas. So A team has not played black and yellow yet.
No.
So that would actually be the series to try crazy shit. If you don't think that you're, like, again, black and yellow, not super established, but a lot of the names we've come to know throughout the years through, I mean, Jenkins pubs against these players all the time. Not experienced as a team together, but, you know, individual skill definitely.
They should be A team and Midas. Like, you would think that they're a tier above, and you'd think, and yeah, that's why it's like the question is for A team when they get to that point, have they ascended, or do they need to pull out the cheese? Do they need to pull out the pocket lint strats, you know?
It's a hype series. I mean, the winner, if A team go against black and yellow and they win that series, you know, we could be at a tiebreaker situation suddenly for them to stay in the upper division, and that would be incredibly hype. But we're getting ahead of ourselves a bit. You know, A team could still pull this one back, guys. They got game number 2 and then possibly a game number 3. They could smash down Quicy Qrew and make us look like a bunch of fools, right? Am I right?
True.
Yeah, you know,
maybe not, but
their first 7 minutes was good. They were not so far behind in the lanes. I actually think their laning is. I think you mentioned it, Dakota. I think their laning's quite good. It's just a matter of those like early moves. Oh boy, man, from Quicy Qrew, like they were so perfect. They were so perfect. People getting out 10% HP, you know, killing the Invoker when he rotates to try to help. Just like everything seemed to go right for them.
I mean, I know it's only one game, but even though I still think they should be trying crazier stuff to try to win a game or a series like this, it didn't feel like even during the drafting phase, we're never like, oh my god, this draft. Like for 5-man minus, it just felt like they were just hard countered every time. This time, yeah, the PL into Wraith King, obviously, that is something to think about, but it wasn't really that bad. I think it was pretty decently close.
It was okay. Yeah, for sure. I think like Quicy Qrew drafts in a way where it's hard to like, we got you. Like you can't really do that against Quicy Qrew. They protect kind of all their bases, but it also wasn't like, oh, Quicy Qrew like guaranteed they're going to win this one based on the draft, I should say.
Yeah, I'm sure Zabo would be almost happy if he won the draft and the game didn't work out for him. He's like, I won that draft though. Took it to him, but we'll see if that's going to be the case. Let's cut to a break. When we come back, it's time to witness that draft as we get into game number 2 of Quicy Qrew versus A-Team. North American Dota fans rejoice. We're back. We have a draft. It's here. It's happening. I'm with Suns fan. I'm with Jenkins. What the hell else can you ask for?
Pango first pick.
Christmas.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is.
That is wow. I mean,
that's the back pocket right there. Boom.
I would assume position 4. I mean, I'm just, that's so weird. That's very interesting. Maybe they have a pocket strat that just only works with Pango. We'll see.
What? Pocket strat only works with Pango. You're the Pango expert there, Shandon. Well, let's hear it.
Whew. Well, the next level strat, of course, is to make them assume this is position 4, right? So they never actually bother countering. And then you posture into a position 2 where you go Maelstrom, Diffusal, Ags, Basher, all that good stuff, and you just carry the game that way.
So just normal Pangolier, basically, is what you're suggesting
Yep,
here.
pretty much.
Okay, well, we got
Sadly,
this going
about
on for
25%. 25% of the hero pool does counter this hero. Anybody with a root. So, yeah.
Stunners, as well as
Not
Nyx's Spiked Carapace, such as... it's actually decent against Nyx, because you just roll in. Like, you just roll into these heroes that do, magic stuns. So you're Gucci. I actually feel like this Pango here is probably pretty underrated. Like, I think first phasing, it's the roll up thing's like pretty good, man. It's a magic immunity. It sets up for your roll, makes it so these Bloodseekers and these counters don't counter you. Like, if you're a Pango player, I think this hero's legit.
It, again, roots. That doesn't do anything against roots. Underlord.
Doesn't it? It makes you magic immune.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, but when you become magic immune and then you try to use your ult, don't you get
5
rooted?
seconds remaining.
Maybe I
think
haven't
so.
tried that combination on the Pit of Malice.
I don't think so, but
Yeah, I
it
could
is
be wrong.
20. It
I
is
could be
it is 20 minutes in. It's like 1,400 gold. So okay, Bat
Pango
Rider.
can farm just fine. You don't have to worry about that, young man.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, what we've had since then is Zabo looks like he's picked up his own 5-position Witch Doctor here, kind of keeping that Pango in a bit of a flex type position. But now you have a Bat Rider picked up here on Quicy Qrew's side.
5
And
seconds
if you're
remaining.
going to make this Pango a support,
Dire
that means you
team
don't really have a good save for the Bat Rider. So I'm wondering if this kind of inches that Pango into more of a core position now, while Quinn or Quicy Qrew rather still even can hold some flexibility with the Bat Rider.
Yeah, man, I just think Bat's OP. Like, this hero, you can counter it, and I get that they're banning Slark because it's like, you may as well try to have a good game. Make them pick the crappy heroes to counter it. But Bat just farms creeps so quickly. If you have a competent Bat player on your team, it's just another carry. You can't deal with this hero late game, and he farms so quickly that you're always going to get there and get Giga farmed. I think this hero's super OP. The win rate's like 55% in pro level pubs. Now that people are basically copying the Abed build of like Octarine, Radiant, Shivas, and going for like late game damage. It's super good.
What do you pick against the Bat Rider then? I mean, old school way is to just counter the lasso, which doesn't seem to matter as much.
I don't think that
anymore.
matters as much. Yeah, I think like you need to go. The thing is like the AoE on his Q now is so huge that you're just hitting everybody within team fight. So it feels like the counter. Well, I think the hero's OP, so the counter's banning it. But like you could argue, purges like that would work, right? Like if you have Abaddon, for example, like a bunch of purges to take off all the napalms.
For lane and mid to late game, isn't Oracle just still a really good answer? I mean, False Promise takes off the lasso, but in addition, you have the Dispel for sticky napalm in lane.
It's good, yeah. It's something. But like once again, like this is all very single target, and this Bat Rider, when you play it with this like Radiant Shiva's Octarine thing, it's like you're doing tons of AoE damage.
Yeah, it's tricky because opening with the Pango just kind of keeps it as a bit of a question mark whether they're like, okay, we'll set it as Pango core, let's double back on an Oracle to help get the bailout, or let's keep our options open here. Maybe you want to consider something like the Beastmaster, which has had a pretty good track record against the Bat Rider, it looks like. But yeah, outside of that, it's a pretty solid early Bat pickup, especially when you see what they have on the other side already.
Yeah, Witch Doctor Pango,
10
yeah.
seconds
Doesn't
remaining.
really do much. Doesn't really do much to Bat. Let's see what carries are left. So I'm assuming they're probably if they're going to keep going down this route of bans, it'll probably be like a PL ban. Yeah, PL like Juggernaut, Slark out. So what else can we actually counter a Bat Rider offlane with in carry position? Ursa's okay. You got the jump. That's pretty good. Weaver, we talked about that hero earlier. That hero's fairly solid. Bat counter.
Does Weaver have a
Dire team
good turn rate? I can't even remember. Do you know? I know Pango has a 1.0 turn rate, the old Heroes of Newer style, which is why it's so
Jeez,
amazing.
I'm not sure.
I feel like Weaver.
It feels pretty bad. I mean,
It feels
my-
bad, but I
my-
feel
my
like
gut says
Shikuchi is. Does Shikuchi actually change turn rate? I feel like it must, but maybe not.
It seems like it
That's-
feels like it because it makes you so fast. But the bat turn rate thing's not a huge deal anymore because that's only with like max napalm. So you need like at least level 7 for that to be a factor. That was like a big laning thing. At
Well,
least
they
with
didn't opt
Weaver.
to ban the PL. They banned the Veno instead. So I'm curious if A team find a way to sneak that PL still into their lineup, because you're right, it's probably one of the only core options left that seems to fare decently. Against the bat, and look at this, Quicy Qrew recognized the Grimstroke from the previous game and say, "Hey, we'll try that ourselves. See how it
Phantom
works out."
Embrace, really good against Pango. Way to get rid of that.
10 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
Coming
So
out.
what you do as Pango now is you abandon the game, you pretend that you have a dentist appointment, and playable now.
10 seconds
Good
remaining.
lord. Unplayable game for Pango. I feel so
Yeah.
bad for him. But,
Tough.
I mean, position
Tough
4,
eye.
most likely,
It-
right? So
Yeah, it's like 5 Pango now. We're just
Well-
gonna go all the way down on the economy. Which doctor
It's
you're
either-
up?
It's either that or you put him as like the carry so you can get the shard just to counter all the damn counters. God damn, you gotta do something extreme here. Oof.
also have
That's-
the double rupture towards the end of Soulbind, so you can actually make use of it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Man, we're
Interesting.
getting a little bit of everything here. I'm loving it. Faceless
Interesting.
boy.
Yeah,
Turn
yeah.
the page. Turn the pages back a bit. All right.
It's a
Fill me
it's
in.
a
What's
good
going on with
Void
7.28?
game.
Yeah, what's going on with 7.28 Void though? Does this
It
man have
just-
a shard at all? What's
Yeah,
going
this
on?
guy
He
just
goes
seems-
backwards.
He goes
Oh,
backwards.
yeah.
Shard.
Yeah,
It's
just
horrible.
like his win rate in this patch, unfortunately. But if
You
there's
like
any
the-
Void game, it's good. Like
Yeah.
it counters the bat. You can get the Nyx and his Carapace. Like these supports are going to feed to Chronosphere. I don't know. I played this Bloodseeker versus Void matchup. But like he just jumps during Rupture and doesn't take damage, and then he Chronos you and you die. Like if you're a carry Bloodseeker, I don't see what you can do versus the Chrono. I actually think this is a good Void pick.
Yeah,
I'm so curious
like
what SVG's think, and you see something like that come out, you're just like, oh, we haven't played one of those in a while. What do we do?
That's
And they
good.
don't really
That's not
have
the point.
any kind of save for the Chronosphere. Unless, next level again, Bat Rider Shard, as long as it's towards the edge of the Chronosphere, you can save.
Get that Octarine,
Pretty-
man. Get the Ether Lens.
Wait, can you pull a teammate out of
I was about to ask.
Chronosphere?
I was about to ask the exact same.
Well, you
question.
can't do it with Earth Spirit, so I would assume it's not possible.
I don't know.
So-
you can.
Because you can't force staff either. But at the same time, you're giving them 80% damage reduction, I believe, is the number. So either way, it's technically a save. But yeah, pretty bad.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe one day we'll see that.
Obviously, I feel like something they may have premeditated because,
5
you know,
seconds
the
remaining.
Witch Doctor Faceless Void synergy has always been something
Classic,
special in
yeah.
the past.
That's a classic.
It's
Big
true.
damage.
As long as you don't put the Death Ward in the Chronosphere itself, just remember that.
Yep.
Don't forget.
I remember when they made that change. It didn't seem it affected too many people too much since then, but it doesn't make it as easy as it used to be, certainly.
Indeed.
Oof.
Okay, we still, I think, if you're going to pick this Faceless Void hero, I think you need some good, amazing synergy for it. I don't see why you would pick it right now when it's not OP. Like some snap mid or something like that. Like something that's not just the Witch Doctor. You need to double down on this thing. Invoker's out. Can't pick that. Well, what else is there? What can we get here? That's
Well,
probably
Snapfire, if you get the shard, you can get people out of the chronosphere as well on your own team, Jenkins.
Okay.
So some anti-synergy. You got to be careful. You got to be careful with these picks.
True, and that is the item of choice for Snapfires these
10
days.
seconds remaining.
They're going to do... They know that Quinn is going to get a Spirit or something from mid lane, potentially, if it is going to be mid. They get the Skywrath Mage mid that just dumpster on it. Skywrath Faceless Void combo.
That would be sick,
So,
actually.
are we assuming Bat Riders 3 and
5
then Yawar
seconds.
plays Bloodseeker? So the Quinn is the last pick here. Queen of Pain. All right, Sonic Wave. You can technically push people out of Chronosphere with that as well, I do believe. So
I think so, yeah.
the anti-synergy is available as well.
It's something, though,
Anti-synergy
you know,
is available to them if they would like to take it.
it's nice to have options in a draft, you know?
You have options for anti-synergy. Good job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, this seems decent. The Witch Doctor plus a Queen of Pain, plus like Pango, Q, that seems like enough. That seems like enough to me.
That's
Just a
not
little
bad.
bit more was needed. And then this also deals with the Bat Rider. You can lane the co-op against a Bat Rider if you do think it's going to be a Bat mid.
So is it going to be a Bat mid, or are you about to see
That's
a
the
Quinn,
question.
a different
That's
Quinn
the
hero? You know,
Hmm.
Void Spirit is still actually totally ignored if they just want to run it back. Viper!
Oh,
That's not
Oh!
a Quinn hero, though, is it?
That's not a
Like,
Quinn hero. That's a green.
that's
non-
a less.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a less
Leslau.
long.
That's a less.
I mean, theoretically, you could have
was
put
gonna
that
say.
mid against Co-op, but I don't know if I've ever seen Quinn
Yeah.
actually play Viper.
Wow.
Hey,
All right, a little bit
okay.
of something different from both teams.
Yeah.
The back pocket may be out now with a Faceless Void. Gentlemen, soak it in quick and give me your predictions.
I actually like A-Team's lineup a lot more than the past game, but I'm just not a believer in Queen of Pain. I just feel like I never see this hero win ever. It's like always that last resort mid, like, oh, they've taken everything else, so I guess I'll take Queen of Pain. But Quicy Qrew, I think, is just better anyway, so might not matter what the lineups are. I'll go with Quicy Qrew.
I agree. I think like Queen of Pain, Void, they're bad heroes. This is a cool draft, but I see this Viper as like this hero dumpsters Void in lane, and like this was last patch when Void was OP. So I'm gonna go Quicy Qrew.
All right, we'll see if Quicy Qrew's last pick Viper is enough to get it done, or if the Zabo Pango is going to get A-Team their first win. Let's find out after the break. We have none other than Lyrical Gods to bring you the coverage.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here and the game is already underway as we are running into the jungle, but they don't find anybody. A-Team trying to take a decisive lead in this game number 2 and hopefully be able to sneak one away from Quicy Qrew. How you doing, Gods?
Doing good. How you doing, Gabe?
Oh, I'm nice. I took a break in between games to go pet my dogs a little bit. They're very happy for the company, and then I had to leave them again, so it's a little sad, but...
It was nice to have a longer break between series. I actually went outside, which is a rarity these days.
It's dangerous, man. Be careful.
Yeah. Just like walked around the block and then like, oh god, I gotta go back inside.
I
It's
can't
vitamin
handle it.
D.
It's far
There's
too
everything
much.
else going on in the world, you know?
True enough.
Yeah, some very deep wards from A team. This to me is like a courier sniping ward. This one at the very top. You can know exactly when the courier is coming out, so you can time your move to snipe it. Also lets them know what the lanes are, although I think they knew what the lanes were regardless.
Mm. Well, and they are actually switching things up a little bit. So Rise is heading top, and they're going to put Bloody Sky down bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think this is why they wanted to make sure that the
Well,
Bloodseeker is top with that ward, because they wanted to dodge the lanes. And you can't. You're basically. I don't think Quicy Qrew can change their lanes. They're gonna have to run across the map, and if they do, Void might follow. If you TP, Void will TP as well. So you're kind of just stuck with these lanes. I would say.
Monetize royalty-free or Creative Commons.
Well, and we'll see how it ends up working out for them. It looks like the silence is going to connect here, which is a good amount of damage onto Rises there.
Go down here.
Yeah,
free resources.
I feel like you got to just give up the CS and not tank that damage, because you're going to chew through your regen very quickly if you're not careful.
This person's
Oh, the deny from LOA too.
Yeah, that one hurts. Man, him playing on this Grimstroke, playing a couple of these heroes that are normally seen out of the 4 role, playing in the 5 is nice. He's down bottom, down Sabo, but he's able to get the jump away afterwards.
Yeah, I feel like Zabo's going to have a rough time impacting this lane. He's a 4-position Pingo, and he's laning with a Legion. These are 2 heroes that just don't really, I feel like, synergize or lane well together at all. You generally want to have some kind of range